I don't know how they ended up going to 𝐾𝐨𝐬𝐵𝐻𝐻 house, which you will ask, was 𝐾𝐨𝐬𝐵𝐻𝐻 a target, meaning was he one of the suspect, or 𝐾𝐨𝐬𝐵𝐻𝐻, did he fall within their scope of operation, meaning was he also one of the suspect in the sense that it is meant for political killing, task team for political killings, or including councillors and so forth, but was 𝐾𝐶 a target because of any wrongdoing? His crime, was it falling under the category of what the PKTT is meant for? Not only that, let me bring another case of the PKTT. You should just see when they should execute just a search and seizure warrant. It was on TVs. They will come with 4 or 5 cars just to come to Brown Mogotsi to fetch 2 phones. Even when they went to General Sibia, they went at night with so many vehicles from KZN. Those cars are KZN vehicles. But if it's a search and seizure, isn't it appropriate to be notified? Look, here's the search and seizure warrant. We want these following items, because they've got email numbers of cell phones and all the things they want, and then they collect them. But you can see the system that they use. They will bring the massive like a way of threatening people and so forth. That's how I believe they are using them.
You did yesterday refer to a post about the murder of 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞𝐿.
Yes.
And that's the post on pages 77 to 78 of your witness statement. Can you just go there?
Mr. Chairperson, which bundle?
The witness, it's part of the chats. So it's in the, sorry, it's the annexure bundle, not the witness statement bundle. Was that Mr. McQue, as I understand it, was murdered for blowing the whistle on corruption in 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞𝐬, and that he was actually killed by crime intelligence operatives who'd been allegedly used to target a number of ANC councillors in KZN. That's certainly the theory of that post.
Yes, that's the theory.
And the post also alleges that Minister 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞 and General Khumalo have allegedly been covering this up together with Brigadier McQue, who's mentioned at the end of the post.
According to this message, yes.
Is that something you associate yourself with or not?
Yeah, you see, this message was sent by 𝐾𝐨𝐬𝐵𝐻𝐻. Now, the message as is, if we look at the message, it also talks about the vehicle that was used, that was a vehicle owned by the crime intelligence, including imagine a recovered firearm or a rifle, which is recorded and booked in the SAP 13. Then imagine how does it get released from SAP 13? And you find that it has been used to murder another person. Now, this came from 𝐾𝐶, and now you can see that how the whole thing is narrated, with names, amount of money paid, and everything. This is the story I was associating myself to.
So that's what we have heard in relation to your testimony on the first of those topics, the PKTT. If we go to the second one, which you say General Mkhonazi's speech was designed to divert attention away from, that topic you've said is corruption and crime intelligence.
That's correct.
And that's what you say you've been investigating?
Corruption and crime intelligence, that's correct.
So I'm just trying to identify the topics that you've canvassed there. You mentioned the case of Brigadier 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐢𝐻𝐻 yesterday.
That's correct.
You talked also about the plot to frame General Khan.
That's correct.
I think you mentioned in your evidence yesterday vehicles being bought with secret funds that are not properly accounted for.
It was one of the tasks given in the first place. That's correct.
Certainly in your chats with Mr. Matlala, we also see references to a property that's allegedly brought with secret funds that are not properly accounted for.
Yes. Now, this is where the interest starts. I believe even over the weekend, there was a publication from News 24. It talks about the IGI report. I don't know how they got it, where the secret fund was being abused to buy these properties. And if you check, that's one part of the work that I did. There's a property which was bought for 22 million rand. There is a proof of transaction from the deed office. And what will surprise you most, it is bought under the name of an individual company. Then you ask yourself a question: what will happen if this individual passes on? How will the state ever recover this property?
Sorry, it's bought under the name of an individual person, not an individual. Bear in mind that I'd ask you not to mention names or details, because we are talking about classified information.
That's correct.
So the material in your chats should not be made public. But can you just clarify for me? It was bought in the name of an individual as opposed to the name of a company.
Yes, that's why I use the name individual company. A company, at the end of the day, it is registered under a human being. So there is a person in these messages on BM 7.30 and the ID number, who owns that company. Page 70 and 71. Now, there is somebody's name, and then when you check this, is the address of the property, and whoever who got so lucky to have this property on her name, she even advertised that her spa has moved to this new property, beauty spa. And there's also proof of the title deed from the deed office, and the name of the company is also there. When you go to this search of the company, she's the only director. She's not a member of SAPS. She's not even employed in South African Police Service.
Yes, but obviously every company will have a director, a person who is a director. But I don't want to get into the details of that at the moment. I understand what your concern is. For present purposes, I just want to try to itemize what you see as the issues of corruption inside crime intelligence that have been the subject of your investigation. We see in your chats also a reference to the allegedly improper appointment of Brigadier McQue.
That's correct.
And we know that that's the subject matter of charges against General Khumalo that were brought by Mr. Fadil Adams.
That's correct. And just to add, the same case, which could not be opened in Gauteng, That's how Mr. Fadil Adams opened the case in Cape Town. It could not be investigated. He came to Soweto. It could not be investigated. That's when the Section 27 referral to IDEC came to being. And after that investigation, Major General Khumalo was arrested alone for the first time. He was granted bail. When he got arrested for the second time together with General Khumalo and the others, that's when during the press conference of General Mkhwanazi, he was very furious and did not even tell the public that this man was arrested for another matter. He could not be granted bail. Then he attacked the magistrate to say what kind of a presiding officer who will deny a person who was working in the employment of the state bail, and why would he impose bail conditions that prohibits them from entering crime intelligence offices. Like I said yesterday, that magistrate recused himself from the case.
These charges that were laid by Mr. Adams, did they have anything to do with your investigation?
No, I knew about the matters. It was not my investigation.
And did your handler play any role in them, to your knowledge?
No, only the one of the lady, they call it docket 38, yes. The docket 38. It was that one of housebreaking, which the crime intelligence officer, through his gathering, realized that it was not housebreaking, actually, it's perjury and defeat in the hands of justice.
And that's what you spoke about yesterday in relation to,
Yes.
is it Brigadier 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐸?
That's correct, which led to his first arrest, that when he got arrested for the second time, he was the only one who couldn't be granted bail.
Is there anything in relation to those two topics, the alleged misuse of the PKTT and the alleged corruption in crime intelligence, that we haven't addressed here?
Yes. There is also the purchase of a forklift that was purchased by the slush fund. And purchase a forklift is usually around, the most expensive, which works in the mine, will be 350,000. That one, we don't even know where it is working. It was purchased for almost 900,000.
Sorry, for?
900,000 rand.
And is that what your investigation revealed?
Yes, and at that one there are proofs, just that it was not in the statement, but I believe I'm in a position to get the proofs. And there's another, in relation to the crime intelligence, the corruption we're talking about. There are three things that usually happen. One of them, it is the reason, commissioners. After receiving the notice to appear before here, to appear before the commission, when I approached my counsel, the advice was there is no need to come here. I am not obliged to say anything here. Commissioners, my intention, I wanted to help this commission. That's why I'm here. And I'm raising this because I'm going to touch on very, very critical matters, which will also affect me. And I also need the commission to note, I'm coming here at my own cost. I'm paying my protection. I believe Mr. Chatterson and the rest, I've pushed my legal team to engage them, saying, after this commission, I may need protection. And I even said, I was very much disturbed when my life was attempted, in forced lawyers. Before I could even give a statement, because people thought I'm a Superman, I'm trying to lie that I was moving like this inside, in the riddle of bullets, whereas by luck, I don't know what happened. It was only one shot because those people followed me for so long. I thought they could not find me. When they saw my car, they fired a shot. I managed to drive because they were driving on a speed 10 left on that particular street. Fortunately, they passed to go and make a U-turn. That's when I ran for my life. But before I could even give the statement, they were saying, hey, this may be staged assassination, this, and that's what made me very worried. It was presented as if after that incident, I will say, I don't want to come here. I wanted to come here. Now, here are the things in the crime intelligence that I wish the commission should. It's about this informant. The handler is alive. I'll provide the name of the handler at any given time. It was about the cash in transit which happened in Limpopo. There was a success, 17 people died in that. That informant was the 18th person, but did not die. Because of the nature of the operation, we knew he was alive. And he came to Gauteng. The only problem started with a claim. It was 1 million rand that was requested, could not be approved. It's one of, commissioners, if can remember, it's one of the thing I gave example about. The source said 1 million came out. He still cannot give the proof. But the 50,000 rand which was prepared to be given to this informant finally came out. And General Khumalo, Lieutenant General Khumalo, insisted and instructed that Brigadier 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐸 must accompany the handler to meet with the informant, something which was very strange. But with the pressure, because there's always this feeling that when the handler is given money, they share the money with informant or whatever, but there's always a challenge. But this is what happened. They went to meet the informant. Brigadier 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐸𝐸 wanted the contact numbers of this informant. The handler couldn't agree, but because when you meet someone, you'll never know other arrangements which were made. This informant spoke to me. This informant spoke to the handler that I'm being followed. I'm being followed ever since we met. Commissioner's that informant was shot 16 bullets and was buried. Another incident, and these are only happening in the cash in transit. And one will wonder, what is the reason why there is a problem with CIT informants? This one happened in Gauteng.
Mr. Chair, is that still an answer to your question?
I think, Mr. Mogotsi, we should possibly canvass these issues separately on the basis of a separate statement, because if there is detail that requires investigation, I think that we should do that before we canvass it in open commission.
Okay. Commissioners, the question was, is there anything that I want to raise that is not in the statement around corruption in the crime intelligence? That was the question, and I said, yes, I do have.
No, I did
should
ask that question, okay. But I think it would be better for us to canvass it. If you're going to give specific allegations, then I think we need to canvass them, investigate them, and okay. We can do that. But I want to...
Sorry, Mr. 𝐶𝐵𝐻𝑒𝑒, may I just... and I accept the way you're going to proceed, and I think that's a correct way to do it. But I would like to raise this. You are mentioning names. You've mentioned 𝐬𝐶𝐵𝐻𝑒𝑒.
That's correct.
Are you accusing him of anything? And I think in fairness to him, on this very public platform, you should say what it is you're accusing him of, and you have the facts to back it up. Because if you don't have the facts, and if you're not accusing him of anything, you need to say it.
I'm not accusing him of anything. I'm saying it is very strange for anyone to accompany the handler.
All right, no,
to meet the informant.
I have to stop you. I have the answer. You're not accusing him of anything.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairperson.
So, yesterday when you were speaking about General Mkhwenazi's